Hey, welcome. If you've got an office job, you know that feeling. Your to-do list just keeps getting longer, but the clock never slows down. But what if I told you that you could get a full day of work back every single week? Today, we're going to dive into 5 super specific ways you can use ChatGPT to save at least 10 hours. And you can start right now.
So, where does all our time actually go? Well, a study from McKinsey found something that's kind of mind blowing. The average office worker spends almost half their day on just 2 things: wading through emails and searching for information. That's nearly 50% of your day just gone before you even get to your real work. I mean, does that sound familiar? It sure does to me.
But seriously, just stop and think about that for a second. An extra 10 hours every single week. That's a whole workday back in your pocket. What could you actually get done with that kind of time? Let's figure out how to get it.
Look, that feeling of being totally swamped, it is not on you. It's what we call the modern work overload. We're all just drowning in these little, repetitive, low-value tasks that suck up all our energy and our time. But here's the good news. You've got a new teammate, an AI teammate. And don't think of ChatGPT as some super complicated piece of tech. Nope. Think of it more like an intelligent assistant that's ready to jump in and take on all those tedious jobs for you. So, what's the big deal here? It's pretty simple, really. You're basically trading all that boring, low-value stuff for high-value time. But it's not just about being faster. We're talking about actually lowering your stress levels. And get this, you can even use it as your own personal tutor to level up your skills on the fly. Okay, enough theory. Let's get practical. I'm going to walk you through 5 real-world methods you can literally start using the second this is over to get your week back. First up, method number 1. We're going to tackle the biggest monster of them all, your inbox. Instead of just letting it run your day, we're going to use ChatGPT to finally take back control. And just look at this. The command, the prompt, it's so simple. This isn't coding, right? You're just talking to it, giving clear, plain English instructions. With a prompt just like this, ChatGPT can whip up a polished draft in just a few seconds. All you have to do is review it, maybe tweak it a little, and hit send. So what's the payoff? You literally take something that would have eaten up 15 minutes and you shrink it down to 2. You do that a few times a day and boom, you've just saved yourself 2 to 3 hours a week on email alone. All right, method number 2. This one goes after that other huge time suck, writing reports and all those documents. You know that feeling of just staring at a blank page? Yeah, that's over. You can just feed ChatGPT your messy notes or a bunch of data points and have it spit out a structured first draft for you. Just think about it. You could dump a bunch of bullet points from a meeting into it and just say, hey, turn this into a project summary. Something that might have killed your whole afternoon. Now you've got a solid draft in, what, less than an hour? That's another 3 to 4 hours back in your week. Easy. Okay, method 3 is for anyone, and I mean anyone, who gets that sinking feeling in their stomach when they have to open up a gnarly spreadsheet. Just start thinking of ChatGPT as your own personal data and Excel coach. And here's a little pro tip for you. This is a game changer. Don't just ask it for the final answer. Ask it for the formula and then ask it to explain step by step how to use it. That way, you're not just getting the task done faster. You're actually learning how to do it yourself for the next time. It saves you time now and makes you smarter later. Method number 4. This is all about destroying writer's block forever. So instead of spending an hour trying to come up with a clever LinkedIn post, just ask ChatGPT for 5 different ideas to get you started. You go from 0 to almost done in a matter of minutes. This can save you another 3 hours a week on all those creative and communication tasks, for sure. And last but not least, method 5. This one is all about offloading the mental heavy lifting. Think about it. Instead of slogging through a 30-page report for 2 hours, you can just ask it for the 5 key takeaways. This isn't just about saving reading time, it's about getting to the important stuff way faster. We're talking a potential 4 to 5 hours a week saved on research and summarizing alone. Okay, so we've got the methods, but using this thing well, it's not just about what you ask, it's all about how you ask. So let's quickly cover a few smart habits to make sure you're getting the absolute best out of your new AI teammate. And the number 1 rule, the absolute most important thing to remember, is this: garbage in, garbage out. If you give it a lazy prompt like write a report, you're going to get a lazy, useless answer back. But a detailed prompt with context, with goals, with structure, that gets you something that's already 90% of the way there.
And just a few more really important ground rules here. First, and this is non-negotiable, you have to verify everything for accuracy. Think of it as a brilliant intern who sometimes just makes things up. You've got to be the final check. And please, please, please never feed it sensitive or confidential company data. And finally, always take what it gives you and add your own voice to make the work truly yours.
All right, so at the very beginning of all this, I made a pretty big promise, right? Saving you 10 hours a week. Let's see how all of this actually adds up.
So let's do the math. We started with this promise of 10 hours, but when you actually combine the time saved from emails and reports and data stuff and content and summaries, well, you're not just getting 10 hours, you're looking at like 14, maybe even 18 hours back every week. That's not just a small improvement, that's totally transformative.
And that really brings us to the main point here. The whole conversation about AI at work, it shouldn't be about being replaced. It should be about being upgraded. So the real question isn't, will this change my job? It's, how am I going to use this to make myself better, faster, and smarter? So, what are you going to do with your extra 10 hours?